Danielle here from Rugged Fitness and Gary from Spartan Race. Today we're going to go over some technique in monkey bar training. So there's a lot of different techniques as to how you can get across monkey bars, and we're going to show you a couple different ones today. Which ones you use are really going to depend on practicing a few different kinds and seeing what works best for you. It also makes a little bit of a difference where in the race the actual monkey bars are going to come up, because if your lats are more gassed, certain techniques might work a little bit better, versus if your grip is more fatigued at that point when you reach that obstacle, you may want to switch up the type of technique that you're going to use on that. So we're going to show you a couple different ones today. We're going to give you the pros and cons to each, and then we'll give you a chance to practice those on your own or here at Rugged Fitness.
So if you're a beginner, you want to start working on that grip strength and just doing a couple rungs at a time. You're getting that timing down, and you're also going to practice holding in that trunk to minimize you from swinging back and forth, okay? At the very end, after you do just a couple, you want to drop, and that's going to help us practice falling. When you drop, you want to keep those knees bent and absorb that with your lower body, just like this. Make sure you land nice and soft.
Alright, so obviously one of the most important things is grip strength when it comes to monkey bars. So training your grip strength in advance, farmer's carries, using those squishy balls or the little hand strengtheners, anything you can do to really build up that grip strength, because you're going to need it when you're holding on. Alright, the other thing in grip strength, obviously, is if you can get your body weight down, that's less you've got to carry, and there's less grip that's going to be needed for that. So dieting down, cutting some weight, and then also strengthening grip strength, the convergence of those two things are going to give you your best chance of making it through the monkey bar obstacles. But when it comes to technique, there's a couple different ways to do it that's going to challenge your grip strength maybe a little bit less than other ones. So Gary's going to demonstrate a sideways technique in which your grip strength is really being challenged, probably the least of the ones that we're going to show you today. All right, so Gary's going to check this out here. So notice how he takes a spacer bar between each of his grips. So you always want to have at least one bar in between. So you're reaching out two, coming in one, reaching out to the next one. All right, so that way it makes it a little bit easier for you to make your way through. And you can see as he transitions up those angles, he's taking a little bit of a bend in the elbow on the lower side. It gives him a little bit easier time getting through those. So that sideways grip is going to give you the best chance. If grip strength is a factor for you, or something where you're weak, that's probably a good technique for you to try out. All right, so the sideways grip is going to be really good, as we said, for the grip strength. However, some of the downsides of that sideways grip position is you get a little bit of a lateral swing if you're not really comfortable doing it. So that's one you really want to practice a lot before you try to do it in a race. The other downside to that one is it's going to take a little bit longer, right? So you're going a little bit slower through the monkey bars, which again, the longer you're holding on those bars, the more grip strength you're being sapped away. So you want to try to make through these as quick as you can, but you also want to be really conscious of your technique so that you're not overusing the muscles if you don't have to. All right, so the next technique that we're going to go over is also a little on the lower side of the grip strength, but it's going to be really lat strength intensive. Okay, so the ability to keep your arms at a 90-degree bend or close there too is going to be really important for this next technique, and it's also a pretty good one for people that aren't comfortable going up angles on those, right? Because it's going to put you in a better position to be able to do that. The downside is it does take a lot of lat strength. So when you're training for it, doing things like 90-degree hangs or eccentric pull-ups where you're coming up above the bar and lowering yourself down very slowly is going to be a good way to train for this particular technique, because that lat strength and endurance is going to be key. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up here and we're going to try to keep our elbows pulled down into about a 90-degree position as much as we can throughout this thing. So we're here, right? I start out from this hanging position, and then I can start going. Right? As you're going up, you reach and then pull, reach and then pull. Right? You can go one at a time if you need to. Notice how my legs are kind of cycling as I do this. Okay? So keeping this going is going to keep my lower body stable so that I don't create too much lateral swing. Right? And that's going to be key. The more you swing laterally, the more that momentum is going to pull on your grip strength, and the harder it's going to be to get through. So the straighter and more steady you can keep your body by cycling those lower limbs, it's going to really help you to get through that obstacle more efficiently. All right, so what we just talked about there was going up and keeping those elbows bent at 90 degrees. Going up the inclines of any kind of monkey bar system, you're going to need that kind of a bend in your arm so that you can reach to the next one and you're doing kind of a little bit of a pull-up to the next one and up to the next one. Now, if your lat strength is a little bit weak, and but your chin up, right, using your biceps, you know, the difference between using your lats primarily for a pull-up, and whereas in a chin-up position you're getting biceps and a little bit more forearm curl. You can also use that technique going up on angles. Okay, so what Gary's going to demonstrate is starting out in a traditional forward, and then when you get to an incline, spinning around and using the biceps to help you get up that a little bit easier. All right, so Gary's going to show that here. So notice when he gets to that last rung there, he's going to make a little transition, and then he's going to use going upward in a backwards angle. And then he can make that transition spin around. Very nice. And notice too how he's controlling that momentum. He's not creating a lot of lateral swing. Right? So that goes through practice and technique in your core strength, and then also using your lower body to counterbalance any swing that you might be generating. All right, so the last technique that we're going to show you is probably the easiest in terms of being able to get through this obstacle pretty quickly. It also takes a lot less work on your lats, so you don't have to be super strong there. It does create a little bit more grip strength, right, because the full arm swing, you're going more rungs per time that you're doing it. However, the momentum that you're generating causes you to really have to use that grip strength a little extra. The other thing that would be a contraindication to using this type of a technique is if you have any kind of shoulder issues, overhead range of motion, or impingements. If you're going to a full hang, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the shoulder joint, so you want to make sure that your stabilizer muscles, your rotator cuff, all that stuff is really strong to really be generating that momentum in the swing. If it's not, you probably want to try to use one of these other techniques that we showed. So Gary's going to demonstrate right now. It's just the full arm swing going through, and you can see he can cover a lot of ground with each one. He's still going one by one going up, but when he gets to the other one, he can go multiple rungs at a time. And that's going to be probably the fastest way to get through it. It's also probably, for a lot of people, going to be the most challenging because you really have to be able to control your lateral swing and your momentum and be able to grip and let go at the right times. That one takes a lot of timing and it takes a lot of practice. But for those of you who've been doing it a lot, it's probably something that you're going to want to utilize as a technique. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. Those were our monkey bar techniques. Make sure you do a lot of practicing on those. That's one of the toughest obstacles for most people to get through. I also want to thank Coach Danielle and also Gary from Spartan Race for helping me out with the demonstrations today. And I also want to remind everybody that we'll be starting our OCR training classes soon. So go into rurugged.com and check out what dates we have, and there's instructions on there to sign up. So look forward to seeing you all in here or at the races, and as always, live rugged.